Hey soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're taking a look at what's next in love. And to do this reading I will be pulling out 3 cards from this deck. If you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, you will find a timestamp for that down in the description box, which will take you straight to the part of the introduction where we shuffle your zodiac signs and find out in which of the piles they'll fall under. And if you wish for Spirit to pick your pile today, this is also an option, and you will find a timestamp for that as well down in the description box. All right, otherwise, let's take a look at our cards for today's reading. For pile number 1, you've got the Fire Dog. For pile number 2, you've got the Fire Snake. And for pile number 3, you've got the Earth Horse. As always, if you prefer to pick your piles using your crystals, then let me add these right now. There we go. So for pile number 1, you've got the Mookaite Jasper. For pile number 2, you've got the Lapis Lazuli. And for pile number 3, you've got the Tiger's Eye. All right, so take a look at which one of these 3 piles you're the most drawn to, and this will be the pile for you here today. In case you feel drawn to more than one pile, maybe even all of the piles, as I always encourage you, do check them out. Follow your intuition. It's here to show you something, and perhaps these readings are connecting the dots for you, or maybe they're just showing you different aspects of something. One pile may be focusing on one aspect, the other pile will focus on another, and it's just going to click. So trust your intuition and let it lead the way. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box, which will take you straight to your readings. And please note that in a moment, I will be assigning different zodiac signs to each pile. If this is something that you're not interested in, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. But if you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, then my dear soul family, welcome. This part of the introduction has been created specifically for you so that you can do just that. And after the shuffling in a moment, I will be drawing out 4 signs for each pile. Okay, so let's see what we have for today's reading. Right, it's still in pile 2 and pile 3. Right, so the signs for pile number 1 are Pisces, Aquarius, Aries, as well as Libra. The signs for pile number 2 are Capricorn, Virgo, Scorpio, as well as Sagittarius. And the signs for pile number 3 are Taurus, Leo, Cancer, as well as Gemini. So, my dear soul family, these are the zodiac signs and their association to each of the piles in today's reading. Please feel free to pick your pile using your sun, moon, or rising. I highly recommend you check out the 3. Alternatively, if you prefer to pick your pile or piles using any other placement in your chart, please feel free to do that. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. As you know, it will take you straight to your reading. And please note that in the next section, Spirit will be picking your pile for you. If this is something that you're interested in, please stick around. If not, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. If you prefer for Spirit to pick your pile, welcome. This part of the introduction has been created specifically for you. And as you may know by now, I assign a different tarot card to each pile. The Magician presents pile number 1, the High Priestess presents pile number 2, and the Empress pile number 3, based on the numerology of the cards. And what I like to do is shuffle the cards around until one of them draws my attention, and that is through missing, taking a card, or passing on a card, which is going to happen, there we go, any moment now. So your chosen pile for today's reading is pile number 2. Right. So my dear soul family, these were the different ways in which you can pick your pile. I truly hope you've enjoyed them and that they brought you the clarity that you need to find your pile. And once you're ready, as you know, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your timestamps and I will see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at what's next in love. And these are the decks that I'll be using for your reading today. As always, if you're interested in knowing, the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them below for you guys. But very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Mookaite Jasper. Your significator card is the Fire Dog with the keywords redefine your boundaries. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, ooh, look at that. Don't tell me this is love. I'm sorry, just gotta check it out. No. Okay. So if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, and I see a timing card, so let's pull that one out as well. Your signs for this pile are Pisces, Aquarius, Aries, as well as, Libra. So these are the signs for this pile. These are not your signs. Please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Right, let's get straight into it. Everything is ready. And see what's next in love for you, my dear pile number 1. So you've got taking pictures. Interesting. Okay, taking pictures. Photo album, photographer. Maybe that person is a photographer. Maybe you are a supermodel or an influencer and you're taking pictures of yourself. Maybe you are not an influencer, but you have a lot of pretty or handsome, good-looking pictures online. Yeah, someone's definitely checking you out, I must say, looking at your pictures. Okay. You've got miracle. Wow. This is the solar plexus card with the keyword miracle. Okay. Can we? No, we can't. Right. You've got water, the element water. And you've got forest. Can we fit it here? Yeah, we can totally fit it here. Right? Okay. So you've got teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. For some of you, this is like a relationship of the same sex. You've got the month of November. You've got elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end, right? You've got heart, love, deep affection and caring in a love reading. Ooh, loving this for you. Okay. You've got dog, another dog. Interesting. Dog barking. Advice from a friend. You know, dogs are loyal. But they could also be, like there's the expression of, yeah, let's wait and see, right? And we know this one is career, and we'll see why it's in your love reading. So let's take a look at your tarot cards. So you've got the Fool card. There's a new beginning. I see you happy. You're like, yes, this is what I wanted. Or maybe you're excited about this new beginning. Yeah. I mean, this is a reading for singles, so new beginning for sure. You seem happy here. You seem like you're willing to take the risk. You're excited. You seem like you remind me of someone waking up going, ah. So you're really happy with this, it looks like. Okay. You've got... am I holding this the other way around? Maybe we're supposed to check. Oh, it is the other way around. Yeah. So you've got the Hanged Man. And it's funny how we were talking about the other way round with the Hangman coming out, right? Adjusting what's not right or something, making something right. You've got the Six of Swords. It's an interesting Six of Swords because they're sneaking out. It seems like they're taking themselves out of trouble to say a safer place. You've got the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. And you've got the Queen of Swords. Wow. What's going on here? I have a feeling that this is going to be a very interesting reading. It's almost like lost before something is found. Something is not going so right before it goes right. Something like that. Let's read the Miracle cards. You know, that might give us a nice kickstart to your reading, the initial idea or something. So it's a solar plexus card. We want to look at Miracle. There we go. Integrity is what turns on the light. The legend. Darkville is a town of self-centered people. One day, Betty is given too much change after making a purchase, and she returns the extra money. A brilliant light bursts from the stump of a dead oak tree in the center of the town. The citizens are bewildered by the sudden brightness, but neither question the sun's sparkle nor change their cheating ways. One day, a child asks it why it came. It tells her that it shines for all that is good in the world. Oh, my heart, I can't. And appears when a good deed occurs. The residents of Darkville are touched and become more selfless. I can't with this reading. This reading is so sweet. Something is not right that adjusts. Don't tell me this is a person, because I've noticed both energies. Did you notice in the beginning with the dog? Both energies of like someone who is loyal, that's the dog, but there's also, to be honest, another element of the dog. I kind of said it, but I didn't say it because I didn't want, to begin the reading with, not on a nice note. But, dogs are sometimes portrayed with someone just wanting to meet their desires, So, but then you've got the elephant as well. And the elephants are loyal. They're there together for the long haul. They are such loving, family-like creatures that are there through thick and thin for each other. They're just wonderful. So what do I see? I see that there is something new for sure here. A new relationship for this pile. And it looks like you are going to meet a person who may not have been doing things right in the beginning, this dual aspect that we can see in your reading. It looks like with Darkville here, maybe they didn't do things right when it either comes to relationships or things in general in life. I don't know. I think it's going to differ from one person to the other watching this reading. But it does look to me like this is once in a lifetime change. It is the card of miracle, right? So maybe not everyone that goes through whatever they've gone through changes necessarily. This is the type of person most people go, stay out of their way. And please be discerning. I'm just reading your cards. And most likely, this is the energy. But again, you want to use discernment. What am I seeing? I'm seeing a miracle. I'm seeing someone who really changed their ways because they've realized that they have the key to their change. The hangman is introspection. This is someone who may not have done things exactly right, and they decided to change. Perhaps they had a little bit of sneakiness before with this particular Six of Swords. Maybe they were a little bit sneaky. Maybe they used to get away with things. I think this is a person who didn't get caught, but decided to change nonetheless. Let's see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. I'd love to be happily wrong, and I'd love to be right for your sake. But I'm just expressing to see I'm open to see whether I'm right or not. Is it true? They changed silently. They didn't get caught, but decided to change whatever the dark energy here is. The Tower. Yeah, they're smiling. It's a Tower card and they're smiling. I'm going to be patient. There's a red flag that dropped. There's a confidence here. It's like this person, it's a happy Tower card. They're like, yeah, I decided to make this fall myself. Right, so at least it answers that they are very happy with making this massive change and dropping something in their lives. They recognize it's a red flag. Their intuition just told them it's not right, and they're very confident about it. They're like, I'm very proud and very confident about this decision. Right, again, asking the question, is it true or not that they didn't get caught but decided to change nonetheless? See, the journal is closed. If I'm not mistaken, they've done something that could have gotten someone hurt, but the journal is closed. It signifies to me, in terms of asking this question for you, that it could have brought pain, especially in love. They could have hurt someone. It wasn't found out, right? It was private in their room. The journal is closed. So I believe it wasn't disclosed. I believe they decided to secretly choose. Death card is the card of transformation, and choose another path. Now, with choosing another path, perhaps this is a story of someone changing everything. Maybe they've recognized that they didn't like what they've done. Maybe they've decided it's better to end a relationship. So perhaps they did bring in the pain of ending a relationship, but just because they recognize their wrongdoings, maybe they recognize they don't want to do this whole thing, whatever it is that they were doing. There's something about closing a door and opening another, and it represents them genuinely transforming. Like a quick example that comes to mind is, maybe, and I'm not saying this is what happened at all, you will be surprised how you listen to the same energy, but it's a totally different story. So I want you to keep an open mind with that. But an example of translating the energy could be someone who's perhaps cheating, for example, on their partner, and they decided that what they were doing was absolutely wrong. And so maybe they've went introspect. They're like, why am I doing that? I shouldn't do this and I shouldn't do that. But at the same time, maybe I should also think deeper about relationships. Maybe I should just wait until I find the right person. Maybe, like, that's not to make it fall on the other person at all, but maybe there's an aspect of also taking relationships more seriously, maybe. So that's just an example. And so you can see they've gone through an instant transformation. They're very proud of it. Maybe not proud because there's ink spilt here a little bit. Like it looks like, although the secret hasn't been found out, whatever that is, they did say some things. Ink is expression, right? They did express themselves. Maybe it was a little hurtful, but at least they know they've done the right thing here. Maybe it's career. Maybe they didn't cheat. For example, maybe they realized that at this part of their life, maybe it's not cheating at all. They're like, no, what I'm doing to this other person is not right. This is a time of my life where I'm so focused on my career, and it's just not right keeping someone to the side, and that I'm not able to give them my full, like, everything that I want to give them. I'm not able to, like, maybe they can enjoy their lives better. Our mission, our path are not aligned, and so the right thing to do, maybe they even were sad about it with the Three of Swords. The right thing to do is to cut ties and just focus on what I know is right. So there is this aspect here of this person changing their ways, and you will meet this person fully changed right there. They've learned their lesson, and they don't want to repeat this mistake. And they've realized that the key is in their hands, and they don't want to hurt the people around them. They've realized that this wasn't the right thing to do in relationships. Okay, so there's this aspect. They really went introspect. They found the key. They took their time. Queen of Swords, they're very honest. They value both things. Ten of Pentacles is both a card of family as well as abundance. So they value two things, this person that you will be meeting. They greatly value their career, their success, the wealth that they create along the way, but they also genuinely value family and love and a beautiful connection with others. Community, they value community and family very much. Okay, so there are two more cards pertaining to this thing that they worked hard on. So let's explore that before we continue. You've got the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, they were working hard, either on themselves or on their work, depending on the person you will be meeting. And the Eight of Swords. Ooh, the type of discipline this person went through. That's what this is saying. So this is saying that, the Eight of Pentacles is like they have almost starved themselves for a while from a particular energy in order to master it, not in order to create imbalance, but perhaps there was an imbalance in one area, and so they've starved themselves in another area, or in the area where they weren't disciplined, in order to find mastery with the Eight of Pentacles. So mastery means that they found their balance, ultimately found their balance. Yeah, highly disciplined, this person that you're going to be meeting. Highly, highly disciplined. They've realized that there's something either hurtful, not toxic, hurtful about them. Sneaky, hurtful, not right. They didn't like it. They're Queen of Swords. This is an honest person. Yeah. And highly loyal, very loving. They didn't like that about themselves. Yeah, that's why I've got the solar plexus, the power to do the right thing and the power to transform oneself. And this is someone who's done the work here in this particular area that they've noticed. And they've gone, as you can see, through a massive personal transformation that they are very proud of. Okay, so right now, this person with taking pictures is gawking at your pictures. Or maybe they are checking you out. It doesn't have to be pictures. It could be that they are like, maybe they see you every day. They're really like zoomed in, focused on you. They're looking at you a lot. They're highly attracted to you. Fire dog. There's a lot of attraction. It looks to me, with the teapot and the throat chakra of the dog barking, that there will be a lot of communication between you and this person soon. Talking. And advice from a friend, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. I feel like you are really, and it doesn't have to be, of course, of the same sex. This is everybody's pile. I'm just saying that this is an element that I noticed, as you can see in the beginning. So there's a lot of talking here. I feel like right away you're going to become friends, buddies, good friends. You will love and enjoy this relationship together. There's intimacy of the soul first, sharing tea and having fun together. But it certainly doesn't lack the aspect of being highly attracted to you. So these are two there. And so you can see there's love and deep affection, someone who genuinely cares, someone who wants to listen to you, wants you to know about their story, wants to know what you think, and wants you to know how they think. They care. They love to give you advice. They love listening to your advice. Yeah. So there is that aspect here. And I do see that you're really enjoying this with the Fool card. You're like, this is the relationship I have been waiting for. With the Hanged Man. Maybe you too. In my opinion, for you with the Hanged Man, I think you have been, there's all the keys here. Maybe you've been celibate, or maybe you were so locked out of relationships, you weren't interested in relationships. And I think that this person here is slowly but surely unlocking this out of you, almost without you noticing. Because there's a deep friendship here that creates a lot of trust first between the two of you. So I feel like this person is taking you on a journey from being super locked. You're like, this pile with the Hanged Man, like, no. I think both of you, actually. Both of you have this aspect to you where you weren't interested in relationships. They, obviously, because of their career, and you seem to be, for whatever reason, also locked. Two people who are not interested. And maybe there isn't a plan here. Is there someone highly attracted to you? Yes. But there isn't a plan. I feel like it's just natural. You suddenly you talk, and you talk a lot, and slowly but surely, with the Six of Swords here, it starts turning into something more grounded, more serious, more profound. And it doesn't happen by suddenly going, I decided you should be my girlfriend or my boyfriend. Would you like to be my girlfriend or my boyfriend? Yes, I have feelings. Let's go for it. It doesn't strike me as that. It strikes me as things become deeper and deeper and deeper by the day that it makes sense. Of course, I'm sure you guys are going to tell each other that you like each other, but I'm feeling like no surprises there kind of energy. Like, oh, you have feelings for me. There are no surprises there. I think it's just, it happens so naturally. And a valuable bond, a deep, valuable, trustworthy bond forms between the two of you, where both of you respect, with the Queen of Swords, honesty first and foremost. Here, there is saying the truth no matter what with the Queen of Swords. It is organizing conversation. It's not about the heart. It's about making sure that things are right. Not that it doesn't lack heart. I mean, you've got hearts all over the cloak. The Queen cloak, I believe, is called here. So it's definitely loving. It has this loving aspect, but there's proper communication. There's truthful, open, safe communication of, what's right, what's the truth. And it is what keeps this connection loyal and safe. Yeah. This relationship that you are looking at today is here for the long haul. Now, you might not like the date exactly, but it looks like maybe something will begin by November. Perhaps it is because of your career, their career. I would say mostly theirs, because we've been introduced that they were busy, but it doesn't have to be. Maybe it's a story that I've noticed here, but it doesn't have to be. But due to work, this relationship, for one reason or the other, instigate in November. But although it's going to take its time, maybe this is like in November when things are deeper, or maybe it's going to ignite in November. I'm not sure. But with the water here, something is frozen. You're going through the different phases of a particular element, like from ice to water to gas, before it's like able to move freely. Things are solid first, there isn't much action going on, and then you get into the phase where there is a bit of emotions, a bit of action, it's moving, it's free, and then there's freedom, real freedom with the air. It turns into gas, like this is where things kick off fully. So you're going to go through phases, but November seems to be this card. I should take it out. But November seems to be an important date for this relationship. Forest. What does Forest have to say? I feel with Forest, it's like a full ecosystem, a habitat for all different types of creatures and beings. I feel two things with Forest. This relationship is going to be so fulfilling. It will have everything, and you can see it even with the Ten of Pentacles. It's going to be abundant. It's going to be full of life. It's going to have different types of people involved that you will enjoy. And you know, all the things that come with that, good and bad, but it's all luscious, it's all there, it's alive, it's abundant, it is fulfilling. Yeah, it comes with a lot of life and abundance, and whatever good and bad comes with that. I don't want to say good, bad, but you know what I mean. Whatever comes with that, it's all there. Very rich relationship, for sure. Redefine your boundaries, and I see this dog jumping out of their boundaries. So what's that? Maybe these two cards answer this for us. Why is this job crossing their boundaries? Although it says redefine your boundaries. Let's see. Woo! You've got the Moon card. Something seems way bigger than it is. Oh. And you've got the Justice card. I mean, I'm noticing the cats here. They're against each other, kind of. What is that? Well, I don't know how to give this to you, but it looks to me like in the beginning there might be a little, you know, it's a cat fight, meaning it's not so serious, but with Justice card here, there might be a little battle here. Like, it's not so serious, but there's some legalities here. I feel like there's some annoyance here to begin with. Like, for some of you, it could be, I don't know, maybe someone bumps into your car and both of you are very upset about who did what. So there's the magnification of the cat here, like thinking of someone is way bigger or way scarier than they are initially. Some sort of involvement with the law in the beginning, like, you have to pay me this, you owe me this, this wasn't right. A little bit of crossing boundaries there. There's a little bit of misunderstanding in how you meet initially. You're like, this was wrong, you shouldn't do this, or the other way around. And each one of you sees the other as more scarier than you really are. Little legal thing going on, like they have to sign some papers so you can take your insurance, or I don't know. But there's a little bit of crossing boundaries here. Like, this is, I see you with the redefine your boundaries. You're like, no, this is not right. This has to be solved this way. Would you? I'm sure you're now like, come on, Reem, you're not gonna finish the reading. You're gonna give us the tea here. Yeah, I totally understand. Let's see the tea here. Right, so you've got the Six of Cups, the Queen of Cups. Well, the cards are kind of showing you, yeah, maybe there's a little bit of something unpleasant in the beginning, but you can see with the Six of Cups, this relationship is going to grow very loving. In case you're worried, it's going to be, both of you are going to find out how sort of innocent you are, or good soul with the Six of Cups. Good soul you are. What a beautiful heart you both have with the Queen of Cups. So if anything, it's kind of like the law, the universe puts you in this situation in this way for you to discover early on your golden hearts. Maybe you could have done a claim against each other, but you didn't. There's a lot of could haves but didn't in this reading. Like a situation happens, you disagree, you could have involved the law, or maybe the law gets involved, or anything like you make a complaint, anything like that. And then you're like, hey, I'm sorry, I did this. Yeah, it's okay. I'm sorry, I did that. Really didn't mean it like that. And you both just talk it out, realize both of you have a big heart, maybe strong in the face of adversity, yes, but golden hearts for sure. So there's the aspect here. There's the cat now standing there watching them. So there's this aspect of each one thinking, hey, why is this person like that? You don't like each other in the beginning through this dispute, and you're like, oh, this person turned out to be so sweet, my God. So yeah, they're like, oh, pile number one is so sweet. Oh, I feel so bad I said this. And you discover your beautiful hearts. That's how it begins. Will this particular situation with the boundaries here, where you're like, yeah, and it's going to be an important thing, because when you discuss things so strongly, it shows from the very beginning that both of you have boundaries, that you're able to stand up for yourself. It's kind of like it evokes respect almost. It sets the rules, sets the tone of the relationship moving forward. So it's actually in the long run going to serve you both in how you respect each other. It's like a good introduction to each other. Firm, strong, strong at heart. You're able to navigate. You're able to use your intuition well in times of mystery. You're firm. You're doing the right thing for yourself, but you've got golden hearts, both of you. So what was I asking? Yes. Is this in November? The Hierophant. Hierophant is the number 5. It could be May for some of you. Oh my God, I just realized. If you're watching this reading now, it's June. 6 plus 5 is 11. Yes, I think that answers at least the question as a reader for me. No matter when you're going to be watching this reading, it doesn't matter. But what matters is I can confirm for you guys that this whole situation will begin in November. Maybe they've seen you before. Maybe that's when they start to stalk you, right? They're like, oh my God, who is this person? I'm so attracted to them. Maybe they're already there in your life. But the situation begins in November. It looks like it begins in November because they're very something about their career. Okay, so what does career have to do with November, please? 9 of Cups. There is a wish fulfillment in November, and it has to do either with you or with them. Massive wish fulfillment. This massive wish fulfillment will be the leading cause to this situation. So on one side, you're happy or they're very happy, but there's a little bit of an inconvenience going there, inconvenience at best, which turns out to be lovely, because you realize right away that you both have wonderful hearts, and this person can't stop looking at you ever since. Yeah. So there's good news for one of you. Maybe you want to know. Is this you or them? Pile number one. Oh, this one also moved. Pile number one, or is it the other person? Five of Wands. Maybe that's why this card came out. Eight of Wands. Challenge that seems to dissipate by that time. Maybe there's traveling also in November. If you're traveling in November, if you're the one traveling in November, then this success in career is you. If they are the ones traveling, and traveling could be air travel, it could be taking the train, it could be by car, it doesn't matter, but there's traveling here in November. So if you're the one traveling in November, this is great news for you. If it's not you, then it seems like it's them. And during that time, a huge challenge that they are going through, or you are going through, that you're trying to beat and trying to overcome, will dissipate by November. And either because of that, or and along with that, I think it's because of that, because it's the Nine of Cups. It's our original answer. Yes, because of career, you will meet in November, because a challenge dissipates and there's traveling. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. My dear pile number one, your reading was certainly rich, full of information. I wish you the best of luck with that. This is exactly what I see in your reading, and I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number one, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! For some of you, it might not be travel. It could be also communication, widespread communication. Hi, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at what's next in love. These are the decks that I'll be using for your reading today. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, as always, you'll find that I list them below for you guys down in the description box. But very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Lapis Lazuli. Your significator card is the Fire Snake, with the keyword, the key sentence, living from the heart. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Capricorn, Virgo, Scorpio, as well as Sagittarius. Look at that. And I also see this timing card. So let's pull that out. There we go. This one wants to come out as well. So if these are not your zodiac signs, please don't worry about it. They're just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Welcome to your reading, guys. Let's take a look at your oracle cards first before we pull out your tarot cards. So what is next in love? Can I place this one here? No. Can I place that one here? Yeah, we can do that. So you've got, ooh, seeds. There's something starting for this pile. Seeds. Right, there's huge potential here. Okay. I'm kind of getting this intuitive feeling like there's a huge potential, and once you decide to plant it, this is when it's going to grow. You know how seeds you can store seeds for literally thousands of years, and when you decide to plant this potential, it'll grow. So I'm getting this idea that a potential is going to start for you soon. And speaking of soon, we do have two timing cards, right? But when it's, well, this one is stuck with them, so I'm going to keep that, honor that. But when you want this potential to begin, it seems like it's up to you. Very interesting reading. Right, let's take a look at the rest of your cards. You also have the card Army. Whew. Okay. All right. You've got the card. You've got the crown chakra card with the keyword rejection. Okay. It's getting interesting, this reading. You've got stranger, surprise visit, foreigner, new neighbor. Okay. You've got the card decomposer. You know, I read it like in a first glance as imposter. So weird, right? So you've got decomposers. And I'm going to keep this imposter that I first saw. I'm going to honor that as well. Let's take a look at your timing cards. This is a very interesting reading in how this is all showing up. Right, so you've got January. You've got wealth. Woo, okay. And you've got July. Whoa, if you're watching this reading now, July is on the door. On the doors? So that's interesting. It makes me feel like January is actually in the past and not the future. Okay, let's take a look at the rest of your cards. How about we continue what's going on down there and place the rest of the cards there. So you've got bird flying. News is on the way. Something is about to happen here, and we know because we're seeing July, right? You've got bread, period of prosperity and abundance. I know it's a love reading, but boy, are you getting a lot of wealth and abundance in your reading, so let's keep that in mind. I've learned from one of my dreams that wealth and love are on the same spectrum. It's a personal dream, but I definitely got a strong message there. I told you guys about it before. So it's not interesting that that's showing up in your reading. You've got hills, obstacles to overcome. You've got happiness. Love this for you. Okay, and finally, you've got butterfly, a change for the better. Interesting. This card reminds me of the butterfly effect. All right. Yeah, it's reminding me of the butterfly effect. Okie dokie. Let's now take a look at your tarot cards so that we have a complete picture of what's next in love for you guys. Right, so these are the cards that we need for now. You've got the King of Cups. Wow, okay. Interesting card to start off the reading, especially that I've been seeing strange things here. It gives us a lot of perspective. You've got the Emperor. Wow, all right. I'm not actually surprised because of the fire snake. You've got the Four of Cups. This person is going to surprise you. You're not going to like them first. I can confirm that after having seen everything. I wanted to say it, but now that I see the Four of Cups, you're not going to like this person. You're going to reject this person in the beginning, or maybe you have in January. Maybe you're like, ugh, don't like this person. Didn't even consider them as potential for love. That's why you're probably not going to know who this person is, or maybe some of you are going to recognize who this person is. You rejected them back in January, but you're going to be surprised about who they are in July. Very interesting reading, right? So you've got the Ace of Swords, clarity, truth, you actually seeing them for who they are. You've got the Seven of Pentacles. And let's keep these for now. Right, very interesting. There's definitely something happening for you this year. Because of the fire snake, it is the year of the snake. I know that we are in the wood year, but someone said something very interesting when this card popped up early in the year. I Googled it. very interesting information that although we're in the wood year, there is a strong element of fire, characteristic of fire in the wood snake. So I would say because of that, it looks like you are in fact going to be meeting this interesting person this year. I would go as far to say, as I said actually, that you have already met this person, you rejected them. Rejection, exactly. I swear I forgot about this card, the keyword in this card. You rejected this person. They're a new person who entered your life, was stranger. I feel like you've fought them out of your life like the army. You were absolutely fighting them off, warding them off. You did not like the energy of this person when you first met them, and thus the seed. The potential was there, but it was never planted. I feel like you may have misunderstood this person because of the Ace of Swords card, and the rest of the cards that I'm seeing, and especially with King of Cups appearing first. I started to get the idea that this is a very loving person. I said it was interesting that the King of Cups, after all these cards, shows up. So they're very loving, very emotionally balanced person, very empathetic. Yeah, sweetheart, I would say. Strong, for sure, but is a sweetheart. Perhaps it is their strength that was misunderstood. Sometimes strength is misunderstood just as kindness is misunderstood. So I don't know which element you misunderstood about this person. Like, for example, a lot of people, a lot of kind people are misunderstood for weak. Only while not everyone who's kind is doing it to please others, many people are kind out of the goodness of their own heart. It could be other people's projections on them, their own projection, that causes them to misinterpret this kindness for weakness, right? And similarly, strength is also misunderstood for bullying, unkindness, taking things from others, and so on. All the tags that come with strength. Again, many people are strong and are very kind and good people, but due to other people's projections on their own experiences with strong people or what strength means, they misunderstand them, right? So whether you like got turned off thinking that they weren't kind, they were like trying to act as kind, or maybe you thought that they were weak and that closed your heart off, or the other way around, that as we've just explained with the emperor, with the strength, something about them really turned you off. And so the frozen, the potential it's not out. This person is not out of your life. They're meant to be in your life, but it's through choice, right? When you choose to plant the seed, it's going to grow. But they're there. The seed's always going to be there. The potential is there. But I feel like something within your heart, I think if you would kindly allow me to direct your attention towards something, that you may just be projecting an old story into them, or a misconception, misbelief, limiting belief. Perhaps they are a part of like a group of people you don't like. Like, for example, some people say, oh, if he or she is rich, then they're corrupted. If he or she comes from this society, this religion, this, I don't know, these types of people, then they're bad. There's something about this person that you took it as a face value, or you judge them as face value due to something, their behavior that you generally think is bad, or a group of people that you generally don't like, something like that. And so as an idea, do you see the faces here? You started imagining this person back then in January, as you built an idea about them, and you rejected them. And we also do this the other way around. You know how we sometimes fall in love with other people, and and we admire them, whether this is romance or not. We really admire this person. We built the story in our heads about who we think they are, and then realize that they're absolutely at some point not this person at all. And then we mourn a person who wasn't even there, right? So we tend to do that. And we tend to do it for a long time even. And so all I'm trying to say is that you fought a person off of your life, and you're now going to, in July, going to start gaining clarity. Now, if you're watching this reading later, January and July could make sense to you. But if not, I would say, since I'm doing this reading in June, January would be 6 months ago for you. You met this person 6 months ago and you're about to meet them next month. All right. So if you're like, oh, maybe I've wasted time, although I don't think you're thinking, maybe you are, because you've got the decomposers here. So let me follow this idea that I got. If you're thinking, oh, I've wasted 6 months and not knowing this person, judging this person, actually what you've just done is good. Because with this waiting time and not starting a wonderful connection right away, which we'll talk about, you can see it here with the 7 of Pentacles, the soil has become richer of you not beginning this relationship right away. I don't know. Maybe it prompts a more enjoyable start to your relationship. Maybe it gives this person a perspective about who you are. And the same thing with you. You judging this person for so long without even knowing, and then realizing what a good person this is, makes this connection, it seems, even richer. And so, as this connection is going to begin in July, there's something about it being sweeter now than it could have been a long time ago, adding richness to the connection. How can I give you an example of that? Although I really think you understand, but I want to give you a taste of the energy that I'm picking up in your cards through an example. So you can experience the same person in a different way depending on the different things that you go through in life with them, or the situation that comes up. So let's say you've had a kind spouse, for example, all your life, and after all these years you would say, I'm so happy to be with this person, they're so kind and loving. But maybe you haven't cracked, just like onions, the core. You haven't understood just how kind and beautiful they are. Had it not for, like, let's say another timeline where you met this person and actually have gone through a situation where you see just how far they can go for you. You know, in another timeline, that very same person, would you see them, maybe you go through a difficult situation and you would actually see how far they would go for you. They would, let's say, give up all their money to save you. They would put all their time to save you. They would go to the end of the world to save you. And so you're experiencing that same soul and that same kind person, but on a different level. You just witnessed in this timeline, same person, same experience, same idea of how kind and loving and wonderful they are. But in a particular situation like that, you get to experience them on a deeper level, and you get to enjoy just how and witness what their soul is all about. And you can, another example, be with an intellectual person and you would enjoy their mind for the rest of their lives and what they're able to share and the wonderful deep conversations that they could have. But then in another timeline, you can experience just how much they have changed the world because of the ideas that they're sharing. And so you would see the very ideas that you've been discussing in this timeline coming into effect, and how that results into other experiences that give you an even deeper meaning to what they're saying. And so, same person, same mind, but a totally different experience. And so I hope through these two experiences, I was able to relate to you what the cards are showing in terms of something richer. So would you have enjoyed each other had there not been any misunderstanding in January? Absolutely. But there's something about getting to the core of your souls, or the core of who you really are, and enjoying a richer experience of each other due to that period of actually not being in touch with each other. And other than the wealth that the cards are showing here, which is definitely talking about some wealth that's coming for you that your reading wants to reveal to you. Maybe this person is rich, maybe the things you're going to do together is going to bring a lot of abundance and prosperity, or maybe both of you are just are experiencing a time of great riches, right? But other than that, I am seeing that you understand the richness of each other's souls and mind and who you are on a deeper level because of that time of you not planting this seed. And so a seed being planted in soil will bear fruit that is far different than a seed being planted in rich soil full of minerals and good nutrients, right? Far different. One can have healing powers far and be more nutritious tenfold or maybe even more than a fruit in a barren land, right? So basically, what I am trying to say is that this time off has sort of caused a butterfly effect. You know how when you take the underground versus you not taking it can have a totally different story. So there's a different timeline here of you really enjoying each other because you warded that person off because of this misunderstanding. It caused a huge change in timeline. Yeah, so there is a timeline, just so you know, where you actually gave this person a chance in January. There is a timeline, there is a choice, a probability that exists. It's there. You guys are together in that timeline already. And it's wonderful. But you are on the second timeline, or that other timeline, where you missed the train, or you missed planting that seed back then. So you might be asking now, can you give me some clues on who this person could have been? Wonderful. Let's explore that. Just so that I don't deviate and finish the point here, now is the time where you're actually going to see this person for who they are, and you're going to start planting that seed, and things are going to start growing from there in a richer soil with a richer experience. Now, going back to the question, a bit of clues on who this person that you met in January, who was new, by the way. They came in new, like, this was a stranger in January, a new person that you met back then. They weren't in your life before. And you painted this picture of them, different other probabilities than what they really are, and you fought hard to ward them off. You're like, no, that's not going to happen. Thank you very much. There's news on the way. There are changes that are about to happen, and you're going to be very happy with this person. But let's go back to who they are. I have a couple clues, by the way, who they are before we even open these cards. About who they are. How did I miss that? Fire snakes are very social signs in the Chinese zodiac signs. They're social, they're full of fire, they love laughing, they love life. So I would say you misunderstood them, not for their kindness, but rather for their strength. I think you might have misunderstood their power in that case with the fire, right? You might have thought they were showing off, maybe. Another way to look at it, maybe they were very strong. You thought they were controlling. maybe because they are so loud or such social creatures, you might have thought them to be wanting attention. So show offs, attention seekers, wanting power. Maybe you just didn't like their loudness, right? Maybe you thought they lacked kindness. How did I not look at the cards? Living from the heart. They're actually living from the heart. And part of living from their heart is them living their true authentic selves of uh, living from the heart. And that includes being who they are. And who are they? They're just a bit loud, or they're very social, they love people. That's part of who they are, and I think you misunderstood them here. So who is this person, right? Let's get some clues about who is this person that you met back in January. I'll give you a moment to recollect what you were doing in January, right? I think everyone by now remembers what you were up to in January. Let's take a look at your cards. Ooh, Four of Pentacles, right? For some of you, they could be in the office, right? There's an office here. Could be, doesn't have to be. Or in a high building, maybe. The Sun card. You might have met them on a sunny day. Not necessarily, but maybe. If you're in the northern hemisphere, sunny day is significant because usually in January it's gloomy for the northern hemisphere, right? So could have been on a sunny day that you met them, but the red flag here, you're like, you instantly saw them as a red flag. You Death card. Oof, you ended the connection right away. You kept to yourself. The sunny day here. You could have met them early in the morning. Maybe the sun is signifying you met them in the morning. You met them in the morning. You, with the Hierophant-like figure here, which is in the Death card, there was something dogmatic, like you have a preconceived idea about something, and so you saw something that they've done as bad, cruel, bad, when maybe they didn't mean it. Let's get more information. Knight of Cups. You were doing something enjoyable on that day. You were doing something enjoyable on that day. You were actually having a lot of fun. Queen of Wands. They actually saw you as very attractive. They loved your energy. There was a charisma to you. To them, you were exuding a lot of also charisma on that day. You were looking great, snatched. You were looking great on that day. There was a lot of good energy showing from you. You were having fun as well. There's something about you always holding off. You really rejected them on that day. You're like, ugh, definitely not. Okay. And what else? Two of Wands. Two of Wands. Very specific. I do see the map and the sea. Maybe some of you were overseas. These remind me, and the sea reminds me of Greece. Maybe I love to give you guys details. I know it's not going to resonate with anyone, but I'm seeing something around Greece for some of you. It doesn't have to be. Maybe this person was Greek. Maybe you're Greek. Maybe this person thinks you're Greek. Maybe you met this person in a body of water, so you were around a lake, a river, the sea. I think they were watching you a lot. A clue here is that they were really looking at you, the card of looking. They were staring at you a lot on that day. You were really visible on that day. You were like, wow, who is this person? Wow. And you're like, no. No, 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 no. Thank you very much. Okay. So I'm going to still look at your cards and give you more details, but you're really shining bright on that day. Do you remember a day in January where I'm sure you look great every day, don't get me wrong, but was there a day where you particularly were looking great in January? Weird question. As the cards are showing it, that's why I'm just saying it. The cards are really showing it. You might have met this person, if not next to a water body, in a skyscraper, or in an office on that day in January. Maybe you were finishing off something official in order to do something fun, because you were having a lot of fun on that day. Maybe some of you were traveling on that day. So I'll try to get you more clues. Any particular day that I'm seeing? It's around the mid-month, because I'm seeing something around 19, 13, 14, 13. You see something around the mid-month here. Oh, look at the flying here. Maybe some of you were traveling, flew somewhere. There's a wall here. You instantly put boundaries. My goodness. Yeah, that's basically what I am actually seeing. You put like obstacles upon obstacles, walls upon walls, if not hills upon hills. You're like, ugh, no. Yeah, you did not like this person when you met them in January. Okay, so how are things going to begin in July between the two of you? What's going to happen here? Ooh, this instantly reminds me of the Big Ben. Maybe this person is British. Maybe you're British. Okay. So how are things happening between the two of you? Eight of Wands. A lot of communication suddenly happens. Loving communication. Again, the clouds. Some of you have met them overseas. Page of Pentacles. All right. It intuitively gives me the idea that you have to suddenly work on something together, or have to deal with each other. And so a lot of communication suddenly happens that you're not expecting. The Lovers. And it instantly changes the dynamics here. Love begins between the two of you. The forbidden fruit. You get this strong feeling that you really are drawn towards each other. Like, I really like this person. I think things are divinely happening to bring you together. I feel that it's destined with the seed and the angel here. It's destined that life will always, one way or the other, bring you together. To plant the seed on the other side is your choice with the Lover's card. I feel like with things progressing and things changing these days, you will, and all of this communication that's about to happen, it's going to lead you both to make a choice, or at least you choosing this person, because as I've looked at your cards, this person actually likes you from the very beginning. You've got the Queen of Swords, right? And you've got the Page of Wands. I also see that card, so I'm going to pull it out. And let's see, there's truthful communication here with the Queen of Swords. exciting one, however, with the Page of Wands. Do you see how the Page of Wands here has a microphone? There's a lot of talking all of a sudden. Audience, like audience that are interested. So I feel like there's a lot of truthful, honest, super honest talk going back and forth between the two of you. Each time each one of you is speaking, the other is so interested, so intrigued with the Page of Wands. So a lot of talking, a lot of interest, a lot of excitement in this talking. It will almost feel like forbidden fruit, kind of like, oh, I really like this. Maybe I shouldn't pick it, but I want to pick it. Perhaps the shouldn't pick it is because of your original impression, but I feel like both of you really like each other. Both of you want to have a bite of this fruit. And you're very excited about this communication. This card came out to clarify the Page of Wands. So, by the way, although there is a lot of communication, this relationship isn't going to begin right away. You can see with the Seven of Pentacles, it's going to take its good time as you overcome the obstacles in your mind about this person, like one part drops after the other before things happen. But with the Nine of Wands, like, yeah, and although you're very excited about each other, that's the impression that I was just telling you guys. It's not like this relationship is going to begin right away. It's going to take its time before you remove one part of your guard or hill, as your cards are showing, after the other. But you're very excited about the communication. So it doesn't begin, but in July, it's significant that now the idea that you want to ward that, like, keep them at arm's length or maybe even more, is now dissipating. You don't mind talking to them. You don't mind. You're really enjoying it. And little by little, the guard's gonna be removed. Excuse me, until you're gonna feel at some point that you're really happy. You feel very happy. You're very much in love. You love what's going on. You love their strength. You love their heart. You love everything about them. You specifically love how honest they are and honest the conversation between the two of you is. And you two will be living this connection from the heart. It's going to be a wonderful one, and it begins for you in July. So, my dear soul family, this is exactly what I see in your reading when it comes to. Oh, I just heard something. I heard in my mind's ear, this person is going to have one of the zodiac signs appearing for this pile. So, since that came up as I was wrapping up, I'm just going to leave them here. It looks like we have Capricorn, Virgo, Scorpio, as well as Sagittarius, or maybe they have a strong element of it. It's something that I heard. So yeah, my dear soul family, truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 2, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at what's next in love for you. These are the decks that I'll be using. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, as always, you'll find that I always list them below for you guys. But very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful tiger's eye. Your significator card is the earth horse. Looks like this one as well. With the keywords stirring the cauldron. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Taurus. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, there's one that opened up, so we're going to take the opened ones here. Okay, very interesting. I'll get to the zodiac signs in a moment, but this was so interesting. I see one here. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing from your tea leaves. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Taurus, Leo, Cancer as well as Gemini. Welcome to reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Now, that's a very interesting card that popped up right away. Definitely reminds me in a love reading with the idea of tying the knot. So, and I turned it the other way around and the card revealed itself. We're going to keep turning them around and revealing the cards. So the next one seems to be a handshake. Again, two hands kind of makes me think of asking for someone's hand. There is marriage here, guys. There is marriage here. It is a reading for singles, so I would say, especially with the earth, something is stable. I feel like you're going to be meeting the love of your life. I'm seeing you're meeting your next spouse specifically for this pile. Okay, let's get straight into it and reveal your cards. So, you've got the card wheelchair. Okay. You've got... Oh my god, this is exactly the same card that popped up in pile number 2. If you're interested, if you were drawn to pile number 2 and I think it's going to give you a lot more information about this person, but you've got the crown chakra with rejection, right? And you've got the card rock. Ooh, nice. Looks like this person is going to be like a rock to you. Not that you need anyone, of course, but they're going to be there like a rock. Yeah, going to be like a rock for you whenever you need them, I guess. Whenever you want that sort of support, I guess. You've got the solar plexus chakra with enlightenment. Ooh, nice. Crown chakra and enlightenment. Wow, okay. You've got the card storm. Ooh, okay. And finally, you've got ocean. Storm, ocean, whoa. And despite the weather here, there's a rock, being there like a rock. Okay, we'll find out what this means in a moment, but let me take out your tea leaves. So we're gonna turn it the other way around, and we've got staff. You will be taken care of in difficult times. Do you see? Crazy, right? And you've got broom, new home, new attitude, marriage. I rest my case. Do you see my point? Do you see? Crazy. When the cards just keep saying the same thing. And finally, you've got grapes. Time to go out and have fun. I love the energies here for you. Okay. New home, new attitude. Actually, it looks like just simply new home because this card is making it as such. Right. So let's take a look at your tarot cards. I will be placing one here and then the rest over here to make use of the space. And it looks like this is how your cards designed it to be in today's reading, designed the overall picture to be, the spread. Okay, so you've got the card death. Right, let's keep that here. Looks like this person coming in to transform your whole life. I feel like as this person comes in, or maybe they're already in your life, you know, for singles doesn't mean that they're not in your life. Who knows? But when you get into a relationship with this person, so much is going to transform. Where you live, what you do, your whole life is changing, particularly where you are and where you live. All right, let's take a look at the rest of your cards. You've got, ooh, my goodness, starting off, well, it's not starting off, but I mean, in this spread right there is the Wheel of Fortune. Whoa. Wow, okay. So you've got the 8 of Wands. I kind of feel like you've got one shot, but you get it exactly right, or They've got one shot and they get it exactly right. Maybe in this pile you haven't been in a relationship before, dare I say. If that's the case, this makes absolute sense. It's like one shot, you get into a relationship and that's the right person. Maybe you didn't get married before, you get married and that's the perfect person. So, sort of like one shot, but it's like, what are the odds? What is the luck of getting one shot and it turns out to be the right person? There's that type of energy. I don't know why, but it's there. Maybe you weren't in a relationship before. Maybe you didn't tie the knot before. Maybe you weren't in a serious relationship before. I don't know, something like that. All right, you've got, whoa, the Emperor, rock, strong person. All right, let's take a look at the rest of your cards. Very interesting reading. You've got the Moon card. There's something about an illness here that turns into strength. I'm not sure if you are suffering from something and this person's going to help you out of the storm and become stronger, or that this person used to be suffering from something and they found their power. That will be amazing for sure. Wow. Okay, strong person. I think it's them, because you can see this person becoming bigger, like they found their strength or something. Yeah, that's perhaps why there's a rock. Don't tell me there's a card upside down, like the other way around here. No, there's not. Okay, so you've got the Empress. And you've got, whoa, the Fool card. Emperor and the Fool. For some of you, this person may, just may, be involved in politics, or at least in a very powerful position, in a traditionally powerful position where they, one way or the other, have a say or have an effect on the worldwide or their country's political decisions. And they don't have to be like a president or a minister or something, like an official person, but maybe they have a huge business. They're one of the rich people in the country, and so what they do affects the country that way. Maybe they do have an official role. I'm really sensing something in that area. Or they may be one of the good guys. Maybe they've suffered through something. They were able to go through it. And so with staff, this reminds me of the wand of Moses. Maybe now they have a big mission to free others. And so they might be on the political spectrum, on the good guys side of political spectrum, not necessarily through actual politics, but maybe like they have a movement, they are calling for world peace, they're calling for the freedom of a specific type of people, and they have power there, right? And they've gone through something themselves, and they've gained a lot of knowledge, and they're clearing out. The new home here could also signify not just your new home, but also in your reading signifies how they are cleansing the earth, the planet, the area, the city, the country that they're in from the corruption. You can see here different, like people playing poker versus like the karmic order, like the councilor or something. So I feel like they've gone through something themselves and they are standing up for what's right. Even if this is talking about a business, they're like top-notch business person, and their company is really one of those that is doing the right thing. I feel like this person, having gone through a lot themselves in their past, has gained a lot of empathy, a lot of perspective on what the right thing is versus the wrong way of doing things. Yeah, but they're definitely involved in what others would deem as, oh, that's bad. Like if you would hear in a love reading someone is a political person, not everyone, but some people would say, oh no, maybe they're on the right side of history. Or maybe like they have one of these top big business in the world. Some people would instantly think, oh, they're corrupted. Maybe not. Maybe they're on the right side of things, right? They're there. These people are there for sure. So some aspect or the other is definitely there in your reading with this person. They have huge power. They're on the right side of things. They're highly enlightened. I mean, if you speak to them on a personal level, you'd be surprised of how spiritually evolved they are. They might even be playing a role and connecting to the council, as they say. Like maybe they're in touch with higher beings through their dreams or astral projections or something. There's definitely like, if you think this is crazy, there's definitely a spiritual element there. It seems to me like they're being used by a higher power, they're being used by the council, whatever you believe in, something like that for sure, or maybe through their dreams or something. And they're channelers, right? They're channelers. And crown chakra, this enlightenment, and they use their power, the power that they have, solar plexus, to use the guidance to not use the guidance, to fulfill the guidance that they are getting from a higher being. So this person will really surprise you, especially with the dichotomy of the energy that they'll have. In face value, they look like, oh, they're part of something corrupted, only to find how highly spiritually they are evolved, how much transformation they themselves have gone through, and the type of transformation, my dear pile number 3, that you are going to go through knowing this person. I can't begin to tell you. The death card here is highlighted. Your spread has designed it to be this way. There's a highlight on the death card. So the way your life is going to change, I cannot tell you. But in a great way. It looks like you're going to be out there having fun. You're really going to enjoy this new life. Again, you think, oh no, this must be like chaotic life. Not at all. It looks like you're really going to enjoy your life with this person. And they're going to be like a rock there for you. And they're going to be like a rock even when times are very tough. They've got you. They've got you there. It's going to feel wonderful. It's going to feel to you like, what are the odds of meeting a person like that? And perhaps they're thinking the same thing about you. Exact same thing. You mirror each other. Both of you are thinking the same thing. What are the odds? Because both of you, if I look at the Empress card here, both of you are loving, abundant beings that seem to be have a side for you that is so out there, so seen, like the tree. You can't miss it. Sometimes even there's even an expression, missing the forest for the tree. I mean to say, I'm looking at this saying in a different way. Like sometimes you're so seen, people could miss everything because they're looking at you or them. So there's a aspect to both of you where both of you are so seen, but there's also an aspect to you with this particular Empress card that is so private, so unseen, a deeper layer to both of you that not many people know about. So very like you're very balanced here, very healthy in terms of how you're seen, but how deep you also are, and how there's more richness to your inner world. Right. Or maybe this is also saying how both of you have gone through a lot and healed a lot in your lives in different ways. Yeah, the one thing I would say is similar to you, between you and pile number 2, is the rejection card. There's something very funny here. Very funny here. It looks like you will be rejecting this person when you see them. I don't know what's up with the rejection here in both piles, 5-5. And there's a lot of synchronicity, 5-5 leading to a 10. We'll get to the numbers in a moment. but I don't know why it's popping up in the reading today. There's something about you rejecting them. In your reading, I would say, and we were talking about rejection without me even, like, again, noticing the card. Perhaps you're initially going to reject them because of the misconception that we were just talking about, right? Makes sense. Maybe you're initially going to think, they're too political. They're too, like, in this job, they're probably corrupted. They're probably misusing their power. They're probably, like, out there to achieve their dreams, and they don't care about any. They're, like, out there to end the lives of others or the oceans, or they don't care about the planet or the weather. I don't know, but I believe, or maybe they're like doctors or something in the medical industry, and you're like, yeah, right, they don't care. um at least how you think about it. Oh, I'm not saying that everyone in the field is like that, of course not. I'm just saying perhaps there's this initial idea, oh, they're out for their money and they don't care about people's health. Who knows? But there's definitely an aspect like that in the beginning, at least. Unsuccessful plans, again, very similar to pile number 2. There's something about you not liking them in the beginning, you rejecting them, and you're like, maybe something was about to happen and you're like, no, over my dead body, forget it. So yeah, there's this sort of aspect in your reading, and things are about to transform as you watch this reading. Do you know this person? I'm wondering, do you know who this person is? Well, one thing I can tell you is that you have met them, maybe not on a deep level, but you've initially put them in a frame of some form of dogma or like traditional way of seeing someone in a particular way, but you're gonna find out they're totally different than their usual traditional roles. It's funny. So do you know about them? Well, we've got 2 students here. You've learned about them. Maybe you don't know them, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think some of you, if you think about it, you've learned about them, you've known them, you've met them. Maybe they gave you a class. Maybe they were a teacher to you. Maybe you were inspired by them. Maybe with all of this imagination, you could have seen them through a screen, but didn't meet them in real life. Ooh. So, like, you rejected them energetically, maybe? You always saw them through a screen, I think, for this pile. You always saw them through. So, you know them through a screen. You don't like them, but I think you're going to meet them in real life. You might think this reading is crazy, but please don't shoot the messenger. I'm just showing you what's in the cards here. A meeting with a stranger could be important, which means you don't know them. You only know them through a screen. My dear pile number 3, what an interesting reading. So they're popular. You are informed about them. You see them playing a game, political game, but I think meeting them in real life, you go, oh, right. You roll your eyes. Something like that. But it looks like you're going to be in a not just in a relationship with them. You're going to marry them. Yeah. Don't say I didn't warn you. Crazy prediction, but it's there. I know, it's crazy to think of something like that, but it's here. I mean, the cards are here for a reason. Let's read about the Earth Horse. Okay, I got the guidebook. Let's open to the Earth Horse 55. Power and authority cards. They're in the category of power and authority cards. Can you believe this? Wow. Okay, like big power. Oh no, they're not. Well, we did see it. So they're power and authority, but growth and expansion cards. Like they are in power, but there's a lot of growth to them. Okay. Earth Horse. Stirring the cauldron. It says, The earth horse pillar with yang earth over the horse's yang fire highlights strength and dedication fueled by love and passion. Yang earth, like a mountain, can potentially stand still while absorbing the mysteries of the world. While the horse, a peach blossom sign, walks the path with unbridled joy and enthusiastically picks up allies, along the way. So there's this dichotomy of energy between being so still but also so joyous and picking up allies along the way. Picture a warrior living their best life, feeling on purpose, doing the work, and enjoying the journey, in tune with the heart and the spirit within. One of the 10 spiritual pillars, the earth horse, carries divine guidance and a natural connection to the higher power. Highly spiritual, this person. This card invites you to take stock of resources available to you, including your gifts and talents, your skills and experience, knowledge gained, and life lessons learned. Yes, there's an element of them learning a lot and using that for the greater good and their experience and skills. They're your best assets and part of the journey that's empowering you to evolve into your own unique being. Add sweetness, reverence, and gratitude into the mix. Throw in some prayers. Yeah, like there's gratitude, prayers, there's a lot of spirituality in the mix. I'm just reading this intuitively. Stir the pot with love and joy. Gather your support teams from the heavenly and earthly realms to share your joy. Your angels, spirit guides, ancestors, collaborators, I'm telling you, there's a team behind them. Friends and family. Just reading it intuitively again. Take your time and stay focused. Patience will strengthen your signature brew. The earth horse serves as a sign that you've come a long way. All your pains, gains, and dedications have made you the person that you are. It's time to connect the pieces and package them into something that only you can offer. You have so much to share from within you. You know what I just channeled as I was reading this as well? So this is the time when they have so much to give to the world, but it's not complete without you here. So I feel this is divine timing where they're meeting you with what they've reached, along with the journey you've gone through yourself and what you're able to add. They're going to be like a form of microphone where they have the intention and the power to do good, where they're able to share the goodness up to a point until they meet you. And then it's almost like you're the seed growing and bringing also your beauty into the world. And together, you seem to be a power couple or a couple that will do so much good. And the world needs these two elements, their element and your element, to do something great. So it's almost like they are the body, they are the foundation, and you are the spirit to what's about to come into the world. A movement with the Eight of Wands. You're creating a movement together. And it's all because of the experiences you both have brought from the underworld, meaning from the chaos you've had to go through in order to rise to who you are. And through this individualistic work that you've done, that's why it's always about going within, you're able to scoop something so beautiful to bring out into the world. Light workers, for sure. Okay, so now we understand so much about this particular relationship. Let's get into the details. It looks to me like your relationship is going to be highly spiritual, but also there's a strong structure to it. A strong structure that is also loose, meaning that is something that you can both rely on, but it's not tight where it's suffocating. It's kind of like both of you are free to be who you are, but it's within a construct that makes it safe, loving, where you connect together on a deep level. So there's something about it that is not suffocating. It brings these two elements together of a structure, but also freedom and love, you see? And so it's very comfortable. You found the right balance here. Very loving, very romantic, very nurturing, very abundant. Both of you are going to be living a highly abundant life. And so through this structure that you're both creating, you get to play that political game or that grand game together, but within the confinement and safety of a private life. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, there are many things that are going to happen. There will be storms, there will be tsunamis, and I'm metaphorically speaking here, of course. There will be upheavals because you're in the game here. Do you see? There will be rise and things. It's like both of you are in the game. You're not watching from a TV screen, listening to the news or hearing about the economical reports or whatever this is going to be. You're right in, right? But the awesome thing here, it's almost like you got to be right in the middle of it to be fully protected from it and not feel the rippling effect. Just what I imagined in my mind as I was looking at these cards. So it's almost like, although you'll be right in, that's what makes it so solid and safe. Crazy, but I see that. It's like you'll be right in the midst of all this upheaval, but because you are, it's so solid and safe. And also, this person will be like your rock. No matter what happens in the world and all of the craziness that is part of this world, you're really going to feel super, super safe. You know, the water comes and hits the rock and the rock's still standing there. Nothing happened. The storms come and the rock still stands. Nothing. So it almost feels like things are going to happen but won't affect you at all. That's the predictions that I see in your reading. Both of you are being used as highly spiritual people and have a strong mission, a strong role to play. It's almost like the right people being given the right power. Dare I say for the first time? Maybe it's not the first time, but I just feel something like that. Maybe that power to that extent given to the right people for the first time. Kind of thing, yeah. You might be exposing the fools, the liars, the charlatans. Yeah, might be exposing them. Healing people. There's something about healing people through, with the moon, through spiritual ways. Also, it's part of the things you're gonna do. I don't know how. It depends again on what this involves. But there's something about throat chakra, loud voices, a roar, and a change of cycle, a change of times when it comes to both money and health, natural resources, and how we plant, as well as communication. There's a massive transformation that you guys will be playing a role in either all four, or depending on each one listening, one or the other of the four. So you and your partner will have a strong role in the financial massive changes, the communication changes, how we communicate or how we fly with the Eight of Wands, how we transport, how we fly, how we communicate, which makes sense. It is the time Uranus is entering Gemini, right? So that makes sense, right? Both of these actually. There's something, some of you will be transforming healing, how healing is done using other elements than what we know, like sound therapy, light therapy, and other means, moon cycles. Some of you will be, maybe both, maybe all, I don't know, but you will have a role in eating natural, healthy, planting, maybe planting your own food, each one planting their own food, or self-sustainability, something like that. Big role for sure. And that's why we're seeing these sort of energies on the table, and you and them will be playing a huge role in stirring things up first and foremost. It may look scary, but it's not going to be scary for you at all. And creating a transformation. If anything, I feel like you're healing the things that human beings use as a wheelchair and teaching everyone, hey, do you know that this is a misconception, that you can train your legs and you'll be okay? Like, did you really believe them that you needed a wheelchair kind of energy is what I'm loosely feeling? Or maybe you will show people for the first time how they can heal everything, including their neurological nervous system and nerves. And I'm not a doctor. This is just a tarot reading. Please consult experts. Just saying. I'm picking up on something like that. On showing people that they actually have more power than they really think. They're too dependent on something, forgot that they can actually, like, they're misconstrued information about how they can actually rely on themselves in any of these areas, or maybe something I'm not seeing. So yeah, you're picking up people's hands, saving, you're playing a massive role in this lifetime, this pile. And this started with them, and soon you'll be in touch with the same council too. Yeah, and you'd think you'd be so busy working, but like I told you, there's both energies here. You'll be working super hard, but also playing super hard. What is it called, the impression? Work hard, play hard. So hard work, but you guys are gonna have so much fun. Play hard as well. There's something about a new home for you. You are going to be living in a new home. It's going to be a beautiful new home in an area that has talks about, oh, it's not stable. It usually has like weather problems, like people would say, oh, don't live in, for example, California, it's dangerous. Or don't live, I don't know where, it's like there are predictions that the weather there is not stable or something like that. But again, although you're moving there, again, with the rock, you're going to be super safe and you're going to enjoy it. Yeah, crazy reading. But something prophetic here with the staff. Both of you coming together is very prophetic. Also, both of you have a prophetic role. I feel like, I don't know, are you like gonna get married right away? It looks like this person will really... Also, the Hierophant in a love reading is a marriage card. So there's something about... Oh! How did I miss that? So sorry, guys. I just got mind blown here. We've got the Emperor and the Empress. What? This is like a match made in heaven. So, whoa, this is like two divine beings getting married. Oh my God, very prophetic indeed. Your marriage is prophetic indeed. And this is the time that you will be meeting each other. I don't know if you're gonna like get married right away. Let's ask. Does this mean that you meet and get married right away? I just spotted something. There's something about the moon in an air element. New moon in an air element. Do you see something about the sun and the stars? I am predicting for you that you will be meeting this person or marrying them in not a lunar eclipse, because this is a new moon, in a solar eclipse. In a solar eclipse in an air element. Now I'm so curious. Let me go and research that. Okay, guys, do you see? February 17th, 2026. There is a solar eclipse in the sign of Aquarius. There's also one in 2027. If you look down in the chart that I just posted, that's what I found online. Could be correct, may not be. It's from mooncalendar.astro-seek.com. So you might meet next year in February the 17th or around that time. Like, take timing with a grain of salt. Or maybe you're going to meet them now and get married, tie the knot around the time of February next year. Well, that's just my impression right now, but this is like very prophetic, this specific solar eclipse for you. It is a solar eclipse, annular solar eclipse. Yeah, it is a solar eclipse. So that time is very prophetic for you. So will you meet now or then? Let's ask this question. Thank you so much. Oh, so excited. Very prophetic reading. And look, the roots here, both of you have like a private part and a very part of you that you don't mind sharing with others. Yeah, guys, don't forget to update me. I love readings like that. They definitely get me very excited. Okay, so are you meeting them right now, or will you be meeting them next February? Three of Wands. Looks like this person is looking at charts. Yeah, I think you are not going to meet them now. Because my initial impression, I just waited to see the next card, is that this person is looking at chart, which we just did, right? As opposed to the future. So you're looking at the chart now, but you will meet them. Things will hit off, and they will hit off with love right away during that time. Yeah, they're like passionate love. Three of Wands and the Lovers. Passionate love during that time, not now. You can see the circles reminding me of the eclipse. And it's destined for you to meet an exact time. You're not seeing each other now. There's a screen here. Maybe you recognize each other. Yeah, one of you is seeing the other in a screen. We did establish that at the very beginning of the reading. One of you seeing the other in a screen. I think you are the, well, if you have this huge power, political power, or like huge, massive business, then obviously it's you. If it's not, then you see them through that screen now. You hear about them, you see them through a screen. But yeah, yeah, in the very beginning, unsuccessful plans, you don't like them now. You would never imagine. You have a specific idea about who they are in your head, but it may not be entirely correct. So yeah, you hear about them, you see them in the news, you probably go, and you might just be surprised to learn who they really are. You know, there was a reading a long time ago. Was it this year? I think it was this year, or maybe towards the end of last year. There was a love reading on the channel. If you saw this one and you're getting this one again, this is crazy. We did see in the cards that someone will be meeting someone so popular. So that was there, you know, that was already there. Second time I'm seeing something like that. But yeah, my dear pile number 3, this is exactly what I see in your reading. A lot of earth, rock. This person is going to be very stable, emperor, very stable, but also very flexible. And you will be very nurtured. Moon, empress, very loving, very romantic relationship. Also with the Fool, that aspect of just giving your heart, going in, all in, no, like nearly no baggage. The Fool has just a little bit, perhaps the valuable experiences, and leaving all the rest. So yeah, Moon, Empress, Fool, very romantic, very all in, very like going all in and falling in love, and whatever comes may come, sort of energy, deep emotions in this relationship. Also a lot of luck. Very lucky and fortunate relationship, full of communication and lovely structure and power couple here. Yeah, so my dear pile number 3, this is exactly what I see in your reading. I definitely enjoyed doing this reading for you. It's very interesting. Please do update me. I love when you guys update me about your readings. And if you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 3, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.